Folks, today I would like to talk to you the difference between this monotheistic God imagined by Judaism and also the Islamic tradition and the so-called paganism or the polytheistic God worshipped by the Hindus. And as I'm going to be talking about, Christianity is somehow in between the two. And I want to bring out two important differences between the Western religion and the Eastern religion, especially the Hindu religion. This will help the people of all religion to understand each other's position and learn the fact that the real God is so-called heaven or the kingdom of God, and it cannot be conceived. The conceived gods of all the religions are different from the real God, and which is unknowable according to various religion, except those people called divine incarnation. So I want to bring out the two differences in order to bring together all religions so that there will be peace and love and prosperity in the world. The first difference is, as I just now said, that for some reason Judaism and Islamic tradition, that is so-called Abrahamic faith, thinks that they are worshipping the monotheistic God. They are so much opposed to the polytheistic religions. In other words, they call them as pagans, worshippers of many gods and so on. Obviously, there will be problems if there are many gods, because there will be infight between the various gods. So it's not possible. In fact, that Hinduism is not a polytheistic religion. Even Hindus do not understand this. There is only one so-called quote-unquote God in Hinduism also, but most of the Hindus do not know that. I have been saying in almost all videos which are based on my spiritual experience, there is one undefinable thing, an indescribable, undefined thing, and out of which comes the feeling of I-ness, the first I-ness, and the thing that surrounds the I-ness, the thing that I-ness views that. So, in fact, I've published some videos explaining very clearly that it is this only one I-ness in order for the creation of the second universe, what is called kingdom of God, and the world of humanity. In order to create these two, it takes different forms. The same I takes different forms, and then ends up as human beings. So I have provided the link to that video. Please watch that video. Not only that, I have described this transformation from that single I, which has come from the undefined entity, from the scientific point of view. I have provided the link also to that video. Please watch that video. For those who are scientifically minded, it will give you even more fundamental view of all the things that exist, including the so-called God, God's forms, and human beings, etc., etc. And what I said is, there is only one thing called energy, and that is undefined, and that cannot be it cannot be understood, it cannot be watched by any kind of instrument. Even at the level of the humanity, the scientists can never understand the energy. What they can understand is the energy forms, and the energy forms can be analyzed using various instruments, scientific instruments, as well as the human body, which is another instruments with the five senses and the human mind. And even the what people found, the smaller particles and other things, string theory, quantum mechanics, and which analyzes the physical universe at the smallest particle level, and also the astronomy, which observes the bigger things like the sun, stars, Milky Way, and so on, so on. They can only see the energy forms, not the energy. Whatever instrument you use, that instrument sees a form, but that is not the end, because if you use a more accurate instrument like electron microscope and so on, you will still see another form. The same thing will appear in another form. So it's a scientists can only analyze energy form. The second universe, as I used to call, the first universe is the world of humanity. The second universe is the world of lights, as I said. Even those lights are not the light that the human beings and the scientists study in the world of humanity, but those lights, the three divine lights, the white light and the red light and the golden light, are of different frequency that cannot be observed, that cannot be seen by using the human body, the seven chakras in the human body, and various scientific instruments. For that, you need to be in the world of kingdom of God, and there it has a different kind of instrument which sees the three divine lights. Even that is not real. It will be destroyed once, what Hindus call pralaya time. And beyond that, there is even the divine mind which sees not the human mind, the divine mind which sees those three divine lights. When that gets destroyed, there is a third universe, and that is the beginning and the end. And I've talked about those things in the two links that I've provided. Please watch them. So the bottom line is, if you watch those videos, you will understand that there is the one I-ness, the feeling of I-ness, which has come out from this unknown, indescribable entity. That is everywhere. That takes different forms. By seeing the form, the people cannot see the I-ness inside the form. They see only the body, the body of the three lights in the second universe, and this body called dark light in the third universe, and the eternal universe, which they call the dark universe, the darkness. They call, Hindus call in different names like Kali, or the dark energy, or in various languages there are different names. In Tamil, for example, it's called Karuthamma and so on. Karuppu means black. So all these things are various forms, only because people see only forms, not the I-ness inside. They think that they are seeing various gods, different gods, and even Hindus think that they are worshipping different gods, like Vishnu, Shiva, Muruga, Kartikeya, Vinayaka, and so on, Brahman, and so on. But really, there is only one I-ness which takes different forms in order to create this world of humanity. And I have described very clearly this Vinayaka form or the Vishnu form with the five bhutas or five the prototypes of senses in the human body. That is a model, it's a kind of prototype out of which the human beings are created. I've talked about all those things. So the bottom line that I want to emphasize is that Hindus also worship only one God, and that is the I-ness. It is the same I-ness that told Moses, as I am that I am. I am is the name of the God according to Moses' description, which gave him the laws for the Jews. And that I am is the I-ness that I'm referring to. But because that was communicated in Hebrew language probably to Moses, they call that as a Yahweh or some unpronounceable name. But that doesn't mean it is not same as I-ness. It is same as that I-ness, the feeling of I-ness people have. So the bottom line is, though Hindus don't understand, even though that fact is there in Hinduism, they don't understand because of that ignorance, they worship multiple bodies, multiple forms of the same God as different gods like Vishnu, Shiva, Vinayaka, Muruga, Brahman, so on, so many, Parvati, Saraswati, Lakshmi, and so on, so on. So the first thing the Hindus need to understand that they are worshipping only God. Not only they need to understand, they should stop worshipping in statue forms. As long as they are worshipping in statue form, future generation of Hindus will keep on thinking that there are multiple gods in Hindu religion, and the Islam and Judaic tradition will always criticize that now Eastern religion, that is especially the Hindu religion, is a paganistic worship, and they believe in pagan, in other words, multiple gods. So this is the first misunderstanding of all the three religions, that is Western religion as well as the Hindu religion. Western religion including Islamic religion and Judaic religion. And of course, Christianity is different. I will come to that. It is in between the Hinduism and Judaism and Islamic tradition. I will talk about that a little later. And the second most important difference between Eastern religion and Western religion is that the Western religion is that the God is different from his creation. God created everything, and the creation is different from the God who created. But in Hindu religion, God is in the creation. God is part of the creation. God is the creation. Even the Hindus don't understand that. They don't understand that though they talk about this in words, they really don't realize this. That is, the I-ness inside the human being is the same I-ness which came out of the indescribable eternal world, eternal universe, the third universe that I've been talking about. And whereas the Islamic and Judaist tradition thinks that the creation is different. God is somewhere there, somewhere in heaven or somewhere, and He is not. He created it, and He is different from the creation. And Christian religion is slightly different. Christian religion clearly tells that the human beings are children of God. The human body is the temple of God, which means there is God inside the human body. This is different from Judaic and Judaism and also Islamic tradition. So, because of Jesus Christ's statement that my Father is in heaven, I am life, my kingdom is in the heaven, because of such statements, Jesus Christ was a divine incarnation. A divine incarnation is alien to Judaism and also Islamic tradition. God can never come to the created world according to Judaism and Islamic tradition, as far as I understood. If I'm wrong, let me know through comments and I will respond. I will learn whatever text that you are talking about, YouTube video that you are talking about, and I will discuss with you. But this is my understanding that God can never be part of the creation. He is always different from the creation. As I said right now, the Jesus said that there is something called a body of the spirit and body of the flesh, and the body of the spirit. That's where the God the God is, and that though it's not clearly mentioned in Christianity, that I-ness, the feeling that people have, the feeling of I, is nothing but the I-ness. As per my various videos that I have published, and also according to my spiritual evolution, there is only one I, and that I is in different forms in three different universes: the world of eternity, the world of the lights, created by an energy called walk, and also the world of humanity. So these are the two differences between various important religions. One is that Hinduism is not a polytheistic pagan religion. There is only one I, one I-ness, though Hindus don't understand, don't practice that way. They've forgotten about this truth, and they have different forms. They worship like Shiva, Vishnu, Kartigaya, and so on. That's the first fact that I want to bring out. Second fact is, as per as my spiritual experience, which was independent of any religion. I threw away the Hindu religion. I stopped learning about any religion when during my spiritual experiences, because I do not want this to be in all the things that I've been reading will be influencing my spiritual experiences. So not only that, I expressed this the three universes from scientific point of view. Please watch those videos. So basically, there are two apparent mistaken differences, but there is really no difference. There is only one God, and that God is part of the creation. These are the two important facts. And unless the Islamic tradition and the Judaism believes that the revelation can evolve, and I have published a video that the world, which is the humanity which is changing, but the religious books are not changing. Because of that, the various religious books of various traditions, various religions are inhibiting the evolution the changes that one needs to make to various religious textbooks. For example, if you take a scientific textbook, the scientific theory is always open to change. When new facts are understood, discovered, the theory will be changed. The theory will be changing, but because for some more unknown reason, because of the too much attachment to various gods, they are not letting the religious textbook to change, to adapt to new state of human beings. That is really the most serious problem causing the current calamity, the catastrophic fights, racism, and so on and so on. So bottom line that I want to express in this video very clearly is that there is only one God. That God cannot be conceived by the human mind. If various religion reads those that one God by reading various textbooks and conceive, there will be multiple imagined conceptions of the same God, even without the same religion, like Islamic religion and Judaism and so on. You can see that very clearly even in Islamic tradition, which so firmly adheres to monotheistic principle. There are two differences: Sunni Muslims and also Shiites. These two have been fighting for long time. Why they are fighting? If after all, if they are worshipping the same God, because after Muhammad's death, who should really replace Muhammad? Who should guide the Muslims? There was this fight. Because of that, they have differentiated and they are fighting. Their conception of Allah is different, though they say that it is one and the same. If there is one and the same, they cannot fight. They cannot afford to fight between each other as they are doing it now. So, so please understand this. There is only one God, which is beyond the human conception, and hence all the religions and the divine incarnations are possible in Hindu religion and also Christian religion, as Jesus was considered as one of the divine incarnation, and that is not allowed in Judaism and also Christianity. What is allowed in Judaism, Christianity are prophets who can talk about the God. God can never come. Hinduism does not say, I don't say that God has come to the world and talking. What the divine incarnations can do. I'm talking about the real divine incarnations. For long time, Hindus never had a divine incarnation. Rama and Krishna are supposed to be Hindu and divine incarnation. They belong to different yuga, which are millions and millions of years back. And though somehow mistakenly they think that Rama lived in Ayodhya, because Ayodhya is a town somewhat in this yuga, but somehow they are assuming that that yuga was in the earlier yuga also, which is for so many million years back. So because they don't have the divine, they didn't have the divine incarnation. There was no divine incarnation that they could tell them that, folks, there is only one God which is everywhere, including the human beings, etc. So love everybody. Love is the only thing. The divine love is the only thing that we people can be united, and that is what will bring in the yuga of Satya Yuga, or the peace and the love, and the yuga of love as portrayed in Christianity. The love of the yuga of love portrayed by Christianity is not a Christian religion. It is about love which is independent of any religion. So please understand all these things and come together using the love of God. Whatever be the God is, love has no inclination to that can be labeled as a Christian love or Muslim love or Islamic love. I'm sorry, the Judaism love or the Hindu love or South Indian love or North Indian love. Please understand that everybody should come together, united by ready to be united by this divine love. Unless that happens, the calamity, the catastrophic events of this world will continue, and people are going to suffer a lot in the coming days. That is not a curse. It's not my statement. That's what is happening, as you can see right now. Various riots in various parts of the world, and various kinds of people are ganging together. Two forms of various 2 or 3 forms of various countries are joined together and trying to attack each other and establish their superiority. This will never ever bring unity and happiness and prosperity. Please understand that political parties, politicians can never bring this peace, because even when one party which embraces everybody rules comes to power, there will be always another party which is opposing this, and as long as that party is there, there will be always calamities and differences of opinion, fights, and so on. So, unless basically people are willing to understand the love that unites everybody, not a Christian love or Hindu love or South Indian love, North Indian love, or Judaism love or Islamic love, it is just the divine love. Unless they understand this world is going, people are going to destroy this world and cause calamity, catastrophic events in this world. Please understand that. Come out of this mentality. Even though many people may not be watching this video today, in a few days or forthcoming year or so, there will be people in some time in the future which will watch this video and they will change, because there is absolutely no other way. Unless everybody changes to understand and ready to be united by this divine love, there is no way for peace in this world. Please understand and come together. That's where I would like to end this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I will respond. Talk to you soon, folks.